Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 20th, 2024, and Oriol Romeu is set to stay at the club. Also, Barcelona have secured yet another talent from the academy. And finally, the club have sent Dani Olmo their first offer. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the goal kits, skip back, fanatics. You have plenty of options. If you are looking to place any sports bets, not just on Barcelona matches, but on all sporting events around the world, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the video by discussing the preseason, because look who's back in training. It's no other than Pablo Torre, who came back to training ahead of his schedule. As you know, Pablo Torre broke his hand during training, his left hand to be more specific. He had to undergo surgery in order to fix that fracture. He was supposed to come back to training next week, but now Pablo Torre has decided to come back ahead of schedule because he wants to continue working hard and impressing Hansi Flick in order to earn a spot on the first team. And as you can see in the picture, there is Pablo Torre with his hand all wrapped up. So good job to Pablo Torre, who continues to work hard during the preseason to earn a spot on the first team. We'll see whether he'll be successful or not, but I'm really glad to see the youngster putting in all that work. Now, speaking of players impressing Hansi Flick, let's talk about Oriol Romeu, because the Barcelona midfielder is set to stay at the club. Now, it seems that Oriol Romeu has been impressing during the preseason, and so much so that Hansi Flick has decided that Oriol Romeu should stay at the club. And in fact, Hansi Flick has told Romeu that if he does stay, that he's going to play an important role in next season's squad. Of course, this comes on the back of the news at the beginning of the summer that it seemed that Oriol Romeu was headed to Girona, where Barcelona were looking to trade Romeu for Pau Victor. Then Girona changed their mind and said that they wanted Oriol Romeu, but only if he arrived on a free basis. But now it seems that Oriol Romeu has impressed Flick, and as such, he is set to stay at the club per the blessing of Flick. And so far, Oriol Romeu's agent has stopped looking for a club for Romeu, since it looks like his player will be staying at the club. Now, I'm personally not surprised by this news. As you might recall, I celebrated the signing of Oriol Romeu when Barcelona first did it last summer, because Oriol Romeu at the time was one of the best defensive midfielders in the entire Spanish league. Of course, when he did arrive at Barcelona, he did a wonderful job at the beginning of the season, making that perfect pairing with Frenkie de Jong, where Romeu was very defensively solid in the midfield, not letting anything through, and that allowed Frenkie de Jong to also flourish, because then it freed up Frenkie de Jong to make those runs to the box, and the two of them did a wonderful job together. But then Frenkie got injured. Romeu had to cover that position by himself, which he didn't do a wonderful job. He ended up getting benched. He never got Xavi Hernandez's trust once again, and now, well, it seems that he has gotten Hansi Flick's trust, where the German has decided that Romeu will be staying. Now, more news, because Barcelona have secured another young talent who has extended or has agreed to extend his contract with Barcelona, and it's no other than Ander Astralaga. Now, the 20-year-old goalkeeper is the Barca Athletic goalkeeper. He has been training with Hansi Flick during the preseason. His contract was set to expire in the summer of 2025. Athletic Club Bilbao were very interested in signing him, but now Barcelona have reached an agreement with the player to extend his contract until the summer of 2026. They're saying there are some clauses in that contract which could allow it to be extended until 2028. This contract is not signed yet, but both the player and the club have reached an agreement. They've agreed on all the terms. So all there's pending is the signature of the player on that contract. Now this is definitely good news because Barcelona continue to do a wonderful job in securing their young talent. Of course, they recently renewed Oscar Gistao, Tony Fernandez, Gil Fernandez, and now Astralaga is also being renewed. And this is good also because Barcelona need to secure someone to replace Ter Stegen in the future. Of course, Ter Stegen is not getting any younger, so Barcelona are going to have to find a replacement pretty soon. Of course, we do know that Barcelona already have someone in mind in the academy, which is 18-year-old Diego Cochen. But Astralaga could also be in play as Barcelona, you know, they always need at least 2 goalkeepers, usually 3 on the first team. So why not maybe Astralaga could be considered for that position. Anyways, let's end this video with the news about Dani Olmo because it's reported that Barcelona have sent him an official offer. Now, as you know, Deco met with Dani Olmo's agent where they discussed the possibility of signing the player, and it's reported that Barcelona have now sent an official offer to the player where they are offering him a 6-year contract with an adjusted salary. And what I mean by that is a salary that reflects Barcelona's financial reality. And just like the other deals that Barcelona have been doing, this will be a low salary for the first 2 years of the contract, and then it would ascend more after that. That's in order to, you know, fulfill or meet the financial fair play obligations of the club. Now, as you know, Barcelona will try to sign Dani Olmo this summer. If they can't, that's fine. The main priority is still Nico Williams. But if Barcelona can sign both, then they are going to try to. Of course, Barcelona are talking now with Dani Olmo because they first want to secure the agreement with the player before they try to talk with RB Leipzig. So if Dani Olmo does say yes to Barcelona, then Barcelona will approach RB Leipzig to try to negotiate that 60 million euro release clause that the player has, which does expire today. Well, technically it's already expired because it's already the 21st in Europe. Nobody has activated. So if Dani Olmo says yes to Barcelona, Barcelona would then approach RB Leipzig to try to negotiate a reasonable price for the transfer of the player. Now, this does not mean that Barcelona will end up signing Dani Olmo. Of course, Dani Olmo still has to say yes to the club. We don't know if that's going to happen because even though Dani Olmo would like to come back to what was once his home, FC Barcelona, he also said in a recent interview, which I discussed in a video, that he does want to go to a project where he can be important. And I don't know if that will be necessarily the case in Barcelona, given that Barcelona have so many attacking midfielders. But even if Dani Olmo does say yes, then Barcelona would have to negotiate with RB Leipzig. And we don't know whether RB Leipzig are going to want to negotiate the price down or even negotiate an exit at all. We know that RB Leipzig are very, very tough negotiators. So again, this does not mean that Barcelona will for sure sign him. This just means that Barcelona are working towards the possibility of signing Dani Olmo. Anyways, that is all for this video. I did upload a video earlier today. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.